I recently acquired quite a few dark romance novels into my book collection, so I thought it would be loads of fun to just dedicate this reading vlog to dark romance. I've never done that before. Normally, I feel like I can only take a little bit at a time because it tends to be cringy and sometimes just straight up uncomfortable. The situations that these characters get themselves into and the things that they do in those situations, heebie-jeebie inducing, definitely. But I'm going to subject myself to it this reading vlog, and hopefully I've picked some good ones. First up, I have an arc that I've had for a little over a month, I think now, so I really do need to get to it. It is called Fatally Yours by Jessica Lacey, and it is a slasher novel that is supposed to be about some sort of massacre that happens at a wedding. That's really all I know about it. I'll be 100% when I say the cover on this one is what initially drew my eye to it. So hopefully the story within is just as good. I've never read anything by Jessica Lacey or heard any reviews about her books, so this is going to be a first for me, and hopefully it's going to be a good choice. And then the other two books I plan on reading in this vlog are part of a duology. I think it's going to stay a duology. I don't know if the author plans on expanding on it anymore. And that is Once You're Mine and Now You're Mine by Morgan Bridges. I think these are both considered dark stalker romances, which in the past I have really enjoyed reading about, by the way. Would never want to experience this in my real life at all. I think one of my favorite dark romances so far has been Love Me, Stalk Me, which really surprised me. I didn't think that that was going to be my vibe at all, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping these two are kind of the same. What is nice about these is they actually follow the same characters in both. I find a lot of dark romance series tend to start off with one couple and then the next book follows another couple and so on and so forth, but these are actually the same couple. I don't mind having different couples for every book, but sometimes it's really nice to just get invested with one character or a couple of characters and go through the series with just them. So I am really looking forward to that aspect of it. I feel like I haven't read a series like that in a little while for sure. I am going to start with Fatally Yours though, because I need to get my review into the publisher sooner rather than later. So I think I'm going to start reading this one today, and hopefully it's going to be really good and suck me in and I'm not going to want to put it down. So I am now 5% into Fatally Yours, and I am quickly realizing it is not a dark romance. It is a slasher that has like a mother-daughter duo who murder people. And yeah, I don't know why I thought it was dark romance. I'm not sure if that's because of the cover or I thought I read somewhere that it was. Maybe the title too. I feel like the title kind of makes it feel like it's going to be dark romance, but it is not. It is, I guess, a YA slasher, which is kind of weird. I guess I should have read the description better. I am still going to read it. I guess I'm just going to adjust the title of this reading vlog. It's not a dark romance reading vlog, it's just a dark reading vlog. Who knows, there could be a smidge of romance in this. I don't know, but for now there's definitely not going to be. So we will kind of see if that changes. If not, it's fine. Hopefully I'm gonna still end up absolutely loving it. I am not off to a good start with this vlog because I am now 12% of the way into Fatally Yours and I am DNFing it. This is my first DNF of 2026 and also the first time I'm ever DNFing an arc. I always try not to and stick through it, but life is too short to be reading books that just aren't for me, and unfortunately that applies to this one. I've really been trying to give it a chance, thought I'd sleep on it, and yeah, I just cannot do it. I'm finding the descriptions of characters and also their dialogue to be very awkward and clunky, like it's making me uncomfortable just because it doesn't feel realistic. It's also written in first person but feels like third person because of how many times the author is using the characters' names or nicknames, and I'm just not having a good time with it. So I'm gonna DNF it. It kind of works out because this book did not fit with the vlog theme, but I am still a little sad about it. I did really want to enjoy it. It's just not for me, like I said. So I am gonna replace it with an actual dark romance this time, and don't worry, I looked it up. This is for sure dark romance. I still want to read 3 books in this vlog, and I can't count 12% of a book as reading a book. If I was DNFing it like past 50%, I think it would be different, not 12%. So instead, I am gonna pick up Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I just read my first Penelope Douglas like last week, which was Birthday Girl, and I did really enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars. I was expecting super cringe, and it was kind of cringy, but there was also a really nice plot, and I did enjoy the characters in it. Apparently this one is darker. This is a dark high school bully romance. I'm not sure if the characters are still in high school or this is after high school and one of them bullied the other, or they bullied each other. I don't know, but it is dark romance. Hopefully I'm gonna get right into this one and I can kind of just forget about the DNF. I just finished Punk 57, and I have to say this book was a wild ride. I was expecting something completely different. I did not think it was going to take place between teenagers. I also thought it was going to be a lot darker than what it is, just from what I've heard from people. Don't get me wrong, there were like dark themes to it, but not as dark as I was anticipating, which made it feel, I think, a lot more enjoyable since it didn't become as heavy. For me anyway, there are a lot of trigger warnings for this book, so I would probably recommend looking into those if you are interested in reading it, because though I wasn't bothered by a lot of the themes in this book, I can see why some people would be. So far, Penelope Douglas for me has been 2 for 2. I actually really enjoyed Birthday Girl, and this one was really good too. I was not expecting such good plots. This one was a little bit slow at the beginning. It took me around like the 100-page mark to actually get into it, so I think I am going to rate it 4 stars just for that. I mean, it's still 4 stars is is really good. I just felt that the beginning kind of dragged a little bit. But after that, it got wild, insane. I did not want to put it down. I just read like the back half of this book today in one sitting because I could not put it down and I didn't want to put it down. So that says something about it. I'm also really sad that it's over. It's one of those feelings where you finish a book and you just want to keep reading that book. So hopefully that doesn't mean that I'm going to end up in a reading slump, because I'm not for that. So I guess that means that I am going to start Once You're Mine by Morgan Bridges. I think I'm going to start it tomorrow though, because I kind of have to digest Punk 57. I'm not ready to let new characters into my life right now. I need a minute. But anyway, I am so glad to be back on track now. I had a rough start to this vlog, but it's starting to pick up. So hopefully the next 2 books are going to deliver as much as Punk 57 did. So here's to hoping that we continue on this upward trend. I just finished Once You're Mine, and this book was really hard to get through at points. I have to be completely honest. It was so cringy, and I think funny without trying to be. I was actually cracking up quite a bit just at the ridiculousness of it. Both the female main character and male main character were filled with red flags that were just impossible to ignore. I don't understand the thought process behind making the characters like this, but then also making them obviously see each other's red flags and just go for it anyway. And when I'm talking red flags, I don't mean like he's dark and brooding and has a bad temper. I mean like he punches walls and obviously stalks her, and she's just like la-di-da-di-da, don't even care, he's super hot. And then he also says that if she reacts certain ways, like isn't afraid of him and trusts him easily, then she's an idiot. And then she goes and does those things and he's still attracted to her. I don't know, I just don't get it. It was also kind of an insta-love situation. That's not a spoiler at all, don't worry. I would never spoil this book. It's insta-love right off the get-go for one of the characters, and I've never really been into a situation like that. It's just not very realistic. I get having a crush instantly, but not an instant obsession. And just the intensity right off the bat felt very unrealistic. Normally with books like this, I feel like sometimes the plot's not the greatest, or there's some plot holes or just character flaws that are hard to get past, but it can either be written well, or maybe, I don't want to say the smut is written well, but there's like redeeming qualities to it. Like maybe the romance is kind of long and drawn out and there's cute aspects of it. Unfortunately, this book doesn't really have that. Even the spicy scenes were not written that well. They were cringy and kind of laughable, I cannot lie. I actually read a hilarious review on Fable. It says, he has mommy issues, she has daddy issues, the book has grammar issues. Everyone deserves each other. When I tell you I cackled, because that is exactly how I felt about this book. Part of me wants to rate it 3 stars because I hate to admit it, but at the end of this, I'm still gonna definitely read the second one because I want to know what happens next. It ends off in a way that I'm hoping that the second one is just gonna pick up and continue with. I still need to know what happens, even though this book is very toxic. But 3 stars seems a little generous to me. If there was maybe better writing involved, I could do it, or not as many plot holes or just blatant stupidity on the main character's parts, but I can't. So I think it's gonna be a 2-star for me. I don't rate with half stars. I just like to go all in, and this one's gonna be 2 stars. All of that being said, I am going to read Now You're Mine, which is book 2. Apparently this is a duology. I looked it up to see if there was a 3rd one coming out, and there's not. So I think I can get through this one without DNFing it, I hope. It is shorter than the first one, so that's kind of nice. It's like 60 pages shorter. I do think, however, I'm gonna take a small little break. I'm probably gonna start it tonight, but first I need a little break from the cringe. I just finished Now You're Mine, and once again, 2 stars. This was not a good book. The writing was just as bad as the first one, if not worse at times, honestly. The main male character got even more problematic, which I didn't think was possible, but apparently it absolutely was. And that was almost like the main point of this book, was just how problematic he is, and then also how naive the female main character is. This is just not it. This duology here, not it. If you're a lover of dark romance, you might be into it, but I probably wouldn't recommend it because to me, it's not even romantic. There is no part of these books that I felt butterflies in my stomach about or was kicking my feet over. Nothing about these was cute It was basically a horror mislabeled as romance. And I don't say that lightly. I do not say that lightly, I promise. There's just so much messed up stuff in this book. Without spoiling anything, I will just say I get in dark romance that we get morally gray characters. I'm all fine and dandy with that. But the second one of the love interests abuses the other love interest, and that's considered the normal in a book and part of the romance, it's no longer romance. I don't really have many positive things to say about these books. I feel like the author had potential, and I don't know, it just really got away from her. Some people seem to somehow love these books. Apparently they're like Haunting and Hunting Adeline, which I've never read, and if these are actually like that, I will not be reading that. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed Punk 57, but other than that, this reading vlog was a fail. 1 DNF and 2 2-star reads. It wasn't a good time. And I had really high hopes for it as well. I was looking forward to it for a while, but unfortunately these things do not always work out. But anyway, I do think I am gonna leave this one here. Hopefully whatever I decide to film next is gonna be a lot better. Don't get me wrong, I still really enjoyed filming this and creating it, but the reading portion of this vlog was painful. But with that, I hope you have a great rest of your week and happy reading.